In this video, I'm going to show you the one simple Social Security math rule that most people get wrong, including many experts. And in the process, they make the wrong decision when they claim their Social Security. Coming up next on Holy Schmidt.
Holy Schmidt!
If you're new to the channel, hi, my name is Jeff. I'm a CPA turned author turned public speaker. And I started this channel in 2020, really at the request of my daughter. She said, "Dad, I see that you're helping our relatives out with their finances, showing them different financial information that they need right now. Wouldn't it be nice if you could do that with other people as well?" And with that, the channel was born. Today, we have almost 400,000 subscribers, over 450 videos, and we would love it if you join our YouTube family. Simply click subscribe and turn on notifications, and you'll be alerted the next time we post a video. We post 2 or 3 times a week. I was doing some research for another video, and I ran across an article from one of the country's top newspapers. And the article said, and by delaying one additional year from age 62 to 63, the Social Security claimant increases their payment by 5%. Now, that's not actually true. I can see why the author got confused, but the fact is that is not what happens. Let me explain. This is our Social Security cheat sheet. If you want a copy, by the way, you can just go to holyschmidt.com/quick guide and you can download this cheat sheet instantly. But I digress. What you see is a lot of information. On the left, you have something called age-based reductions and increases. And there is a column with different ages. Age 50, age 60, 61, 62, all the way down to 70. And right next to it is PIA, primary insurance amount. And that basically means what percentage of the amount the primary insured receives at full retirement age do they get by either waiting or claiming early. Now notice what happens. At age 62, they get 70% of the primary insurance amount. That's the amount that they would receive at full retirement age. Let's assume age 67. At age 63, it's 75%. So notice the difference between 70 and 75%. At age 64, it's 80%. Age 65, 86.66%. Age 66, 93.33%. Age 67, 100%. Age 68, 108%. Age 69, 116%. And age 70, 124%. So if someone claims Social Security early, at age 62, they get 70% of the primary insurance amount. And if they claim Social Security late, at age 70, they get 124%. And just like that car that you're thinking about buying, when I read that in the article, I started seeing this 5% everywhere. Financial planners on social media talking about how claiming early and reinvesting it means that you can outperform 5%, which is fraught with all sorts of issues, which we'll talk about in a different video, but I digress. Coming into my course, Social Security Simplified, the testing team, the beta team, several of them talked about that 5% differential between age 62 and 63, 63 and 64, and so forth and so on. And back in the day, these age-based reductions and increases were used hand in hand with the Social Security break-even chart. And a lot of people think that the Social Security break-even chart is too simplistic for such a complex decision. That's probably true. Gang, Medicare can be confusing. Talk to anyone who's age 65 or older, and they'll confirm this. They'll do hours of research trying to come up with the right plan, make the selection, and find out that they missed something, costing them thousands of dollars a year in either additional medical costs or premium that they didn't need to pay. Keeping track of enrollment periods, understanding all of your options, and making sure you're on the right plan every year takes a lot of time and energy. On this channel, we have only 3 affiliate relationships. One of those is our Trusted Medicare Partner Chapter. Chapter will look at every plan nationwide. They're totally free to you. It takes less than 20 minutes of your time, and they save their clients an average of $1,100. If this is of interest to you, give them a call at 440-703-1224 to see if they can help. Let's put the age-based reductions and increases chart aside for a moment and just look at this with a bit of common sense. If at age 62 you had $7,000 to invest, and you put it in an investment that was certain to give you the return that they tell you you're going to get, at the end of 1 year, if they gave you $500, you'd have $7,500. Is the return that you received on your $7,000 5%? No, of course not. A $500 return on a $7,000 investment is 7.1%. You just divide 500 by 7,000, and you come up with 7.1%. Now it's 1 year later, you're age 63, and you've locked in that 7.1%. And you also have $7,500. Now, if you invest that $7,500 and you get another $500 return, that means you'll have $8,000 at the end of that year. Is that $500 return 5% on $7,500? The answer is no. It's 500 divided by 7,500, or 6.7%. Now, we can continue this exercise all the way until full retirement age, and it'll look just like this. From age 64 to 65, you'll receive $667 in growth. That means that your $8,000 turns into $8,667. That's an 8.3% return. Now at age 65, you have $8,667 and you invest it. You get $667 again, and now you have $9,334. That's a 7.7%. From age 66 to 67, you invest $9,334. You get $666 in growth. That gives you $10,000, a 7.1% return. Now let's say at age 67, you have $10,000 and you invest it. At the end of the year, you have an $800 return. That is an 8% return on $10,000. But here's where it gets interesting. At age 68, you have $10,800 to invest. You invest it, you get $800 back, and you have $11,600. Your return isn't 8%, even though you have an $800 return. And the reason is because you're not investing $10,000, you're investing $10,800. That gives you $11,600. And at age 69, you invest your $11,600, get another $800 return, and your ending balance is $12,200, or 6.8%. And so just to make this super clear, if at age 62 you had $7,000 to invest and you put it in a CD for 5 years to age 67 and you ended with $10,000, there is no point in that CD, unless it's a very strange CD, that you only receive a 5% return. It's much, much more. So why is it people say that they get an extra 5% waiting from age 62 to 63, or 63 to 64 for that matter? The reason is because the measure isn't what you could have done at that point in time. It's full retirement age 67. But the return, if you want to look at it that way, is actually much higher by waiting. And by the way, full retirement age isn't just the age where you get 100% of your Social Security payment. It has a lot of benefits. It's the age where you can start working again and not give any funds back to the Social Security Administration. It's the number that the spousal benefit is based upon. It's the age where if you wanted to stop Social Security and let it continue to grow again, you're allowed to do it. So full retirement age is very meaningful. So when people are talking about a 5% increase year over year, they're talking about 5% of the full retirement age benefit, not 5% of the base, which is incorrect in my mind, because you're making the decision at age 62 or 63 or 64 about what to do with what you have right then and there, not what you might have in the future. Now, to be candid for a moment, we're not talking about a return on investment. We're talking about the growth year over year on your Social Security payment. The calculation is done the same way, but it isn't the same thing. If you wait to collect Social Security, you get larger payments, but you get fewer of them, assuming that your end date doesn't change. And I don't think anybody could tell whether their end date would change if they took Social Security early or late anyway. And the dollar amounts at age 62, age 67, age 70, those don't change. So the dollar amounts are based on the best information available at the time. And they're also in today's dollars, by the way. But there's not a difference in the dollar amounts. But it might make a big difference on how you think about this. For example, you've been told that if you wait past full retirement age, you have the biggest growth in your payment. And that's true on a dollar basis. From age 67 to 68, it goes up $800 on that example anyway. That's 8%. But it's not the biggest percentage increase. The biggest percentage increase is from age 64 to 65. That's 8.3%. The second biggest increase is age 67 to 68, that's 8%. And the third is age 65 to 66, that's 7.7%. if you're just talking about percentages, not dollars. And why is this important? Because a lot of people think in percentage terms, they don't think in dollar terms. And this might make a big difference when you're deciding when to claim in early years. And when you start to overlay complex decisions like, should I take Social Security early and invest, or should I wait until age 67? There are so many variables to think about there, but it's good to know what the increase is year over year in your payment in the early years and in the late years as well. And just to be clear what I'm talking about, if you're comparing a $7,000 payment from the Social Security Administration at age 62, and you said, you know what, I'm pretty confident I can get 6% on this in a lower risk environment, then you compare, at least some people compare 6% to 5%, and they say, well, that makes a lot of sense, completely ignoring the fact that that increase is on 8 payments, and you have potentially 20, 30, 40 years ahead. And it's not 5% anyway. It's a year-over-year growth of 7.1%, 6.7%, 8.3%. It depends on the year. But having that data is really important. And if you are comparing the claim early and invest or delay and let your Social Security payment grow, you need more than a spreadsheet. And you definitely can't do that in your head. You have to make some decisions about things like, what's your risk tolerance? Are you trying to protect a survivor? Well, that's going to be a completely different picture in many cases anyway. Do you need the funds now? Is it a lifestyle decision? Do you want to enjoy yourself earlier in retirement? Or is it a protection decision? I don't have long-term care and I want to have a bigger payment later in retirement. There are a lot of variables that go beyond a spreadsheet, but starting with the right information is job one. Gang, how prepared are you for retirement really? Well, if you're like a lot of people, you think you're more prepared than you really are. We've prepared a retirement readiness quiz. It takes 2 minutes. It's 100% free to you. No credit card, no phone number, nothing like that. If you're interested in taking this quiz, go to holyschmidt.com/quiz, fill out the 15 questions, and the 12-page report will be emailed to you instantly. You'll also get it on our list and get free tips, tricks, and other information once or twice a week. Of course, you can unsubscribe at any time. If you like this video, check out that video, the 5 biggest changes to Social Security in 2026. Also, don't forget to give our partner Chapter a call at 440-703-1224 if you have questions about Medicare. This is Jeff Schmidt, and I will see you in that video right there.